What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Just Too Sweet Show, episode number 78. We're getting there. We're getting there.
We're on a roll.
I am Double T, Tim Tavalla. With me, as always, is my tag team partner, Mr. Eric Zan. He's over this way. No matter how many episodes we do, I'll never get the fucking camera straight until
Me either.
practice.
I'm doing okay.
You got to practice it at least once.
Yeah.
So, man, what's been going on? How's everything going?
Everything's good. Doubling down on a lot of the work. I'm doing double shifts here and there. On the farm, at the restaurant, I'm doing double. Like I work all day at the store, then I'll go to the restaurant, help my buddy Frank out. Then I'll go after work. I'll go to the farm, trying to learn as much as I can before we hopefully, get it. We're still in the process, which is going good. So, so just doing a lot. And tonight, like I said, I got home a little late, wanted to relax, do a show. I was looking forward to this show all day since yesterday. So I'm ready to rock, ready to roll, ready to strut, ready to stroll.
You're a good, responsible human being, Eric. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, I put on a good front.
And keep talking because I'm sharing the show out right now.
Yeah. And, no, it's fun because with this good weather we've been having, we're able to do a lot with the farm. Like Bill and I were working on irrigation today, which is cool. And the restaurants, I work on a Monday night, so it's slow, but it's usually like on the weekends it's pretty busy. So I can't do 2 double shifts in a row, dude. I did it last week, dude, and I was like a walking zombie. Like I'm still tired right now, but I was like way worse, man. It's too much. 2 days in a row of working 18 hours is no good. You know what I mean?
I believe you, man. I believe you.
Oof.
Well, who's up? Mr. Terzio.
Welcome.
You have a cheeseburger. I don't even know what that means, but
I can. Hey, Frank, I can make you black and blue and all American, whatever you want. I mean, I'm not the chef. I'm the dishwasher / once in a great while I help prep, but I am not the chef. I'm not the cook. I am the dishwasher and the runner. So, but I can get it for you.
There you go. That'll work.
That'll work.
All right, let's jump right into the wrestling. It's been a little quiet in the wrestling front the last couple of weeks.
It has been.
No major news. I mean, nothing major popping up. A little slow on the news area too. But we did have WWE Backlash. WrestleMania. They're calling it WrestleMania Backlash now.
Yeah. Why are they doing that?
Because it's basically rematches from WrestleMania or results from WrestleMania or still this shit from WrestleMania. Okay. Frank Terzio wants to know where the boss is. We don't know where the boss is.
He never shows up on any. He only likes to the
Met show.
He likes the Met show. He gives he gives
reviews.
Yeah, he gives Ed all these kisses and hugs and loves and teddy bears to all his shows, and we get the back burner. So whatever.
So even though we're heading up there on creeping up on 100
and 50 for the A to Z.
Where we still want Just Too Sweet tag team titles for our gift for our 100th episode.
I don't know why we wouldn't. We're going to be the only second show to reach 100, by the way.
That's right. We got to get it going. Jeremiah, we're going to get to that too as we go into WrestleMania Backlash. So let's jump into it. I'm not going to go in any specific order. I'm basically going to go by what the matches were the best ones.
Yeah.
And surprise. Well, not surprise, I guess. Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins was probably the best match we had again. 2 pay-per-views in a row.
I saw a lot of chatter about that, and they both were getting a lot of praise. You got to understand, though, what people don't understand is back in the day, Tim, we were only able to watch the match and then talk about it amongst ourselves. There wasn't internet spoilers. There were internet fanboys. There were internet inside information, which kind of takes away from the luster a little bit, but it's still... It is what it is, and we have to deal with it. But and I watched tidbits of this match, and I have to agree, it was a stellar match, and these two were working good together.
And the fact that Cody won by pulling the tights, I have no problem with that.
No,
I think it's funny. I think the good guys have to do that every now and then.
Yes, they do.
Do what they got to do to win. Cody bounced back last night and had a U.S. title match.
Really?
Which he lost because Seth Rollins interfered and kept him from winning it because he's a sore loser.
That's good though.
Still, it was a good match last night. It was a good match. I'm impressed with Cody, the wrestler, but I'm already tired of Cody Rhodes, the talking, diplomatic fucking executive. I'm already tired of that dude.
I think he should like a little less talk, a little more work, because his work's fantastic.
Because you're not the executive of AEW anymore. You're just a fucking worker now. So just shut up and
you're not the American Dream. You're not Dusty,
but he's using Dusty. He's really poking out that Dusty was world champion. I need to be world champion type thing, which is fine.
Yeah,
but is he going to beat Roman Reigns?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
But
he shouldn't be the person to beat him either.
The other thing, Tim, is and I'm going to say what I say. I think his brother Dustin does better promos than him.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't say that too. Teresa, you know what? I kind of thought it was a decent show, and I'm very hard on pay-per-views, but I actually thought it was a pretty decent show.
Yeah,
I had no problem with it.
No,
Jeremiah writes, you see the brushes Cody had on his back after the round, yes, and on the front on his chest last night from the chops.
No shit.
They beat the shit out of each other, and I respect the hell out of that.
Nice. Good.
That's
good.
For sure.
Good stiff match. Well, what else was on the pay-per-view, Tim?
Yes, I'm not going in order. Oh god, this one. Bobby Lashley versus Omos. The rematch. How they already ruined Omos from being the monster because he lost. But this time Omos gets the win with the help of MVP smashing Bobby Lashley in the face with his cane. Then he gets the win. Who cares?
Yeah.
I don't care.
No.
Lashley doesn't do it for me either. I don't know what it is about that guy. I can't get on board with him.
Jack wants to say hi.
And there's a cat named Jack.
Yes. A cat, and it's a girl cat named Jack. Yes.
Oh, that's
Jack,
interesting.
Jack is a girl. Say hi, Jack. Okay, Jack's going away.
Why is Jack a girl?
You'd have to ask Lauren that. She named her 12 years ago, so I just know her as Jack.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, is it Jack like the Incredibles?
Is it Jack like the Incredibles? He wants to know. Yeah. Yep.
Okay,
yep.
but it's the girl.
But why it's a girl.
Why not name it Violet? The Incredibles.
Violet's one of the most overused female names nowadays, I think. So Lauren's a little more,
Okay, I'll go with that.
She has a mustache too, dude.
We also had the rematch: AJ Styles versus Edge. Edge continues to go into this Godfather.
Yeah,
what like cultist.
What's the hair thing all about, dude? What's the hair?
What? I kind of dig the hair, though. I don't know what it is. I'm digging it.
Yeah, I mean, I got to say, too, Edge is in the best shape I've ever seen him in his life.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a gangly, skinny, whatever. He's built now. He's ripped.
That's probably because, you got to protect your neck as much as possible. So the rest of you got to be all jacked up and
he kind of
go.
He and Bryan Danielson kind of shot that load too quick, the retirement thing, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were out years, though, not like they were out weeks.
They were, but
he was out 9 years. He missed 9 years, Edge.
9 years, but still, like, you're in the Hall of Fame. Like, dude, come on. Like, I don't know. Whatever. That's here nor there.
Well, AJ Styles loses to Edge again due to the interference by the brand new member of the new faction called the Judgment Day. And the new member, like I told you 2 weeks ago, is Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley
also posted up there.
So he's got girls.
He's got a girl. He got her and Damian Priest. He got so far. I don't know how big this faction is planning on getting, but I mean they're pretty cool. They got this cultist, scary, religious, like creepy religious thing going on, kind of in a way, like a cult.
Yeah,
I'm kind of digging it.
I'll have to look at it a little more because I haven't paid attention too much to it.
Yeah, it's pretty good storyline. It's not bad. I like Bad Guy Edge anyway. Okay. Always will.
I like Edge when he first got there, like the mysterious, you think you know me, and he'd run through the crowd. I thought that was cool. I really did. But
okay, next we had Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey, the match I really didn't care about. I just don't like Ronda Rousey. I can't get on board with her.
She won, right?
She won. I quit match. Charlotte Flair supposedly broke her wrist, which I already looked up. It is a work. It is not real.
She's getting married, right?
It's kayfabe. She's taking some time off. So she's out with an injury. I'm sure she'll come back and win 5 more titles in the next year, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But why can't I get on board with Ronda Rousey, Eric? I don't know why I can't get on board with her.
I think that she's not I think she's doing this because it's okay. I think Rousey was at the end of her rope in UFC for whatever reason. I don't know why, but it seemed like the wind was out of her sails, so to speak. And I think the logical step for her was to try professional wrestling. I don't think her heart and soul are in this either. I think she appreciates it, and I think that she's doing okay with it, and she's smart because she's making a lot more money. But I don't feel she is fully invested. Sorry about the shaking. I don't feel she's fully invested in her career. You know what I mean?
I can see it.
What,
I can see
Lauren?
it.
Because she got her. Lauren said because she got her ass kicked.
Oh, in
I
real
don't know.
life, you mean?
I think in the UFC she means. I didn't follow that much, so
Yeah, she did get her ass kicked the last 2 times she fought.
that's probably what it was. And I think Tim. Another reason is that I'm not trying to put down cross promotion or different multi-sport athletes. I'm not trying to put them down. I don't feel she respects the wrestling business as much as she should. And like I said, I think why you can't get behind her. I'm theorizing that because I mean you're not just a fan, you're a student of the game. You've watched wrestling for 45 years. You know a good match. You know somebody.
Not that long. 40 years at least.
40 years.
At
But
least
you
40.
know when somebody's putting it in. You know when somebody is for it. In this day and age, I hate saying it, but I think things get to be more trendy than they do passionate. And like you can tell a passionate person about wrestling to a trendy person about wrestling. Like it's very apparent. So my feel is that she is just doing this for a payday. I think she appreciates wrestling, but like, come on, she cares more, I think, about getting herself out there than she does concentrating on making herself a better worker. Because you know what? You can throw 100 people in an arm bar or a chicken wing or whatever else she does, a French onion dip rollover. I don't know what her moves are. But you know what I mean? Try to respect the business and the sanctity of the business and be a wrestler. Don't be like Brock Lesnar. Like, I get tired, to be honest with you, seeing 28 suplexes. Like, oh, wow, what's he going to do? A suplex? Huh.
Yeah.
Super kick, come on.
Which is why when he actually does a real match, you're kind of shocked.
Yeah, and you're like, holy shit, he can really do it.
And it's usually good when he does a real match, which is
it really is. He's a good wrestler, man.
Yeah,
he is. What's next?
Next up, we had Madcap Moss. He beat Happy Corbin. Nobody cares. I like Madcap Moss as a wrestler. I don't like this gimmick where he tells jokes and that's it. It's a dumb gimmick.
Leave
Happy
the joke
Corbin. I always liked Baron Corbin. I thought he was a great villain. This Happy Corbin thing he's annoying as shit, but it doesn't pull me in as a villain. It doesn't pull me in as a, whatever.
Appreciating the heel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Then of course we had that's not the main event though, was it? What was the other one? Oh yeah, that was really it. And of course we had the bloodline. We had the Usos and Roman Reigns. They beat up on Drew McIntyre and RK Bro, and they got the victory. So proving that these guys are never going to lose ever again.
Yeah, and that's great, right? Like, oh boy, don't give, and Tim, I've said it before, you said it before. I don't think they mix up. I think if they're going to have a feud. I think there's too many pay-per-views. I think that there still should be like B TV shows. I mean, wrestling had a good formula, and it wasn't just WWF. It was all the territories. They had their A show, their B show, their spot shows, house shows. I feel now the way things have changed that with the dynamic, these new fans can't help but to be like they want the instant gratification, and they know, like, all they know is like they see the same match for 3 months, and then all of a sudden, boom, this guy's gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no build up or anything anymore. But that's just, I'm just throwing that out there because you mentioned like the bloodline won again. It's like, okay, I'm over it.
It's almost like they're the NWO. Never going to lose.
Never going to lose. And we know what happened there,
Yeah. Jeremiah, you're absolutely. I was going to bring this up too. As on Raw last night, Alexa Bliss made her big return, and here we go again with she had a phenomenal gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
Where she was the whatever the hell she was the new Bray Wyatt, the new Fiend. She was a female Fiend. She was creepy. She was funny.
The Fiendette.
They brought her back with her normal music, her normal look, but she's still carrying the creepy little doll.
Really?
And Jeremiah, I was like, what are they doing? Like, what? I mean, that was such a good gimmick for her. And she loved it, and everyone loved it. And here we go. They're gonna screw this up because why she's back? Like I said, her normal look. She was smiling, normal music, but she's carrying the creepy doll. What does that mean?
So it's kind of a mix of the two.
A mix of the two, I guess,
or something. I don't know. It's.
Well, I don't know where they're going to go with this.
Yeah, it's terrible. And Pritchard, I try. I don't try listening to Pritchard. I catch him every now and then, and he's such a WWE suck ass. Like he doesn't know anything but, and all he'll do is try to convince you that everything the WWE is doing is great. He won't even critique himself, even if he disagrees. And it's like, come on, Bruce, like grow a fucking set of nuts, but underneath those 17 chins you have. And fucking just tell it like it is. You know what I mean? We understand that Vince McMahon is your idol and you'd never do anything to cross him. But, like, there needs to be, like, I think what you're insinuating, we need a little more depth to the product. You know what I mean?
And but what happened to sticking with what works?
Exactly.
Don't forget, Alexa Bliss has she took off for her wedding, but she was ready to come back a month ago. But they had nothing for her to do. So you're telling me you're probably one of your best superstars, one of the most over superstars you have.
Yeah.
You have nothing for her to do?
I don't buy that either.
The fuck does that mean? Like, how does that possible? We have nothing for you to do.
We have nothing for you to do.
I mean,
that doesn't make any.
They must know something we don't, because they're still very profitable. I mean, I know Turgis has brought that part up. They're still racking up money left and right. Oh,
dude, they had the best quarter they've ever had, they said. I read that. And why do I care about this? Like, dude, we never knew anything like this back in the day. We just knew the wrestling. And that's, I think, what takes away, like I said, the magic. And I mean, I've said it 100 times. I don't need to keep saying it. It's just
I'm gonna make shirts for us. Bring back kayfabe.
Bring back kayfabe. Perfect. Bring them.
Just too sweet should bring back kayfabe. Speaking of kayfabe, Eric, I let you. We wanted to start doing a little deep dive into the old pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Now we've been doing strictly WWF, WWE pay-per-views. We did do the whole nightmare that was Halloween Havoc.
We did. We covered a lot of those.
Which we did all of them, which was probably one of my favorite shows we've ever done.
Dude, they were
so bad.
Oh.
We had such a good time on that show. It was so great. I would go back and try to find that episode if anyone hasn't seen that one yet. We had such a good time ripping apart every single Halloween Havoc. One of the worst pay-per-views every year you've ever seen in your life.
Dude, it was they were such good shows, even with all of us. I mean, you would, with Bert, who, when he gets fanboy, you can't keep him. You got to reel him in a little bit. But no, dude, they were so much fun, dude. Those Halloween, like you just said, do yourself a favor and go through anyone that says Halloween Havoc. You're not gonna be disappointed.
Yes, it was great. Anyway, Eric, you this time picked.
I did.
The Great American Bash,
1990. Tim, can we go on record and say 1990 was one of the greatest years in history, especially for us? Had to be.
Let me think.
You were probably down in Queens in 8th grade.
Well, the Giants won the Super Bowl.
Yep, they beat the Bills.
Yeah, I mean, technically it was 1991, but the season was 1990.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good one. I would say it was a good one.
I'm very fond of 1990 because of the pop culture associated with that year. The year before, that year, and the year after, it was a very phenomenal time for pop culture, and it ingrained a lot of things into us. You know what I mean? Because there were very significant, very vibrant aspects of pop culture, whether it be wrestling, music, television.
I think I was my first real girlfriend that year.
Mine too. If
I'm not mistaken.
I think I dated Tracy Davis, who is now Tracy Lanner. I think I dated her back then. Yeah. For I don't know, off and on. But anyway.
I don't remember. But after watching this pay-per-view this morning, Whew.
Mhm.
I got some good notes.
You got a lot to chew on there.
Yes, only because I have a problem with all these finishes, except for 2 matches.
Were they dusty finishes?
They were boring finishes.
Oh, boring finishes. Well, let's let's hit me, man. Let's see what we got here.
I thought they were extremely boring finisches. We do have a couple funny. I have a couple funny. JR said one of the greatest things ever in the history of man, which we'll get to right away. But let's start off with the first match. Wasn't on the network, which they do all the time. David Sierra defeated Mr. X.
David Sierra?
Yeah.
Who was that? And
wait, hang on. Let me.
Is there any? Yeah. Can you give us info on who? Even Mr. X?
Cuban professional wrestler known as the Cuban Assassin.
Oh, the Cuban Assassin. That's David Sierra?
Yep.
Okay. Who was Mr. X?
Mr. X.
Was that like Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker or something under a mask?
Was Moondog Rex.
Moondog Rex.
Moondog Rex still wrestling in 1990. That's fucking mind-boggling.
Was he or was he not the very first Demolition Smash?
Dude, he was born in 1950, and he's still going in 1990 as Mr. X.
40 years old.
Here, wait, ready? Just because it's popped up. Moondog Rex. He's Assassin 1, Assassin 2. Deadeye Dick, Detroit Demolition, Dr. X, Moondog Hawkins, Moondog Rex, The Nightmare, Randy Collins, Randy the Mountaineer, Ripper Hawkins, Shadow Number 1, and the very first Smash, like you said.
I knew it.
That's a hell of a goddamn.
Have you ever looked up Demolition's the initial debut when it was Axe and Smash, but Randy Colley was actually that guy was actually. Have you seen that?
I have never seen it,
dude. It's on YouTube. You can do both. There's a video. Somebody fantastically put up Demolition's debut, which is Randy Colley, and then they put up Demolition's debut with Smash. What the hell's his name?
I forget his real name, but I know what you're talking about. The real
They did that debut
my
too.
My favorite Smash.
Yeah.
That was a dark match that lasted 10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Wow.
Anyway.
Barry Darsow.
Barry Darsow. There you go. Problem number 1. Match number 2. Flying Brian Pillman defeated Buddy Landel, who's using the name The Nature Boy.
You didn't know that?
No, but how do you use that name when Ric Flair's on the same card as you?
Oh, dude, how do you
get away with that?
Hang on a minute, dude. Okay.
I mean, I know Playboy Buddy Rogers was the Nature Boy, and Ric Flair got it from him, but they weren't in the same.
All right.
Together.
Do you want me to explain this whole thing to you? Because
I would love to hear it because it bothers the hell out of me. Like, this guy had the balls to be the Nature Boy on the same card where Ric Flair is defending the title.
It's not even that. So you never watched Territories or NWA. You were a WWF guy. Yeah. So you never. So Buddy Landel always started out as the Nature Boy Buddy Landel as a tribute. This goes back to 83, 84, 85. And dude, J.J. Dillon even managed him and Jim Crockett. When JJ was doing the Four Horsemen, he managed Buddy Landel because they all saw something in him because he was the Nature Boy Buddy Landel. It's the same thing as like Hacksaw Butch Reed, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. You know, a lot of guys use the same name for a different gimmick or whatever, but Buddy Landel has always been the Nature Boy Buddy Landel because Cornette, here we go with Jim Cornette. But if you really want to know about stuff, Tim, I really think you need to start thumbing through the Jim Cornette experience because they even segment like videos. Jim Cornette talks about Buddy Landel. Jim Cornette talks about this or that or Tim Horner. But dude, he will explain to you the history of all this stuff that happened in those days. So Buddy Landel started out in the late 70s, early 80s, one of the two. Started out in the Territories. He's a great worker. Solid in-ring style. And his image, he was in his on and off-screen persona mocked that of who he really was. He was like another Nature Boy. And I believe they were friendly, and I believe they were on good terms for him to use that. But he's always been the Nature Boy Buddy Landel, like even 5-6 years before that. So I understand you're shocked and everything, but it's absolutely nothing new. He's always been Nature Boy Buddy Landel.
I just thought it was weird that considering that they're both on the same card.
Yeah.
It's like, I have 3 guys named the Giant. Like,
it's just he's always been Nature Boy Buddy Landel, and he's, like I said, dude, he's Like I said, I really wish you would have, like, it would have been so great if you got into the NWA back then and all that, because like there's a lot of stuff you'd be like, holy shit, that, like, holy shit, that, like, there's a lot of shit that happened, dude. And it's so cool. But
Well,
yeah, he's always been Buddy Landau
and
or Nature Boy.
Here comes one of my problems.
Let's hear it.
I said I have a problem with all the finishes except for 2. This finished on a flying crossbody.
Mm-hmm.
Boring.
From Pillman?
Pillman flying crossbody.
Off the top?
Nothing spectacular.
Oh, just off the rope.
1, 2, 3, over. I was like, all right. I'm not gonna judge it. Like that's cool. Whatever. It's a wrestling thing.
Yeah, dude. That's NWA territory wrestling. And like I said, had you been a fan and watched that alongside all that, even if you watch I watched World Class, I watched the AWA, I watched everything, and I read about everything. So I was always like in, like, you know what I mean? I was well rounded, and but like that's territory wrestling, dude. Like it's a spontaneous, like, almost to throw you off a little bit, like, or the match was going shitty. That could be another thing. And the ref said, all right, they said to take it home in the back, and boom, Pillman hits a crossbody and wins. I could see that too.
Okay.
But
well, and then we go to the next one. This is one of my funny ones too. Captain Mike Rotunda.
He was captain then? Okay. Did he have the hat?
From Syracuse, New York.
Yep.
Defeated the Iron Sheik.
Oh.
Now here's how bad.
Fuck the Hulk Hogan.
But now here's how bad back in the day you do not mention the WWF if you were WCW, NWA, whatever. Mm-hmm. All they kept saying about Mike Rotunda was he was a great college athlete at Syracuse. Athlete at Syracuse. Didn't mention the fact that he had tag titles with Barry Windham in WWF. Mentioned nothing. He was a good college wrestler at Syracuse. They said it like 5 times. I'm like, you mention the fact that he's a former tag champion or something. You have to mention WWE. And the Iron Sheik even. No mention that he was world champion at one time.
They didn't, huh? No kidding.
Just pretty much ignored over. Oh, yeah, he's a great professional wrestler, bodyguard to the Sheik, all that kind of shit.
No, so they didn't even acknowledge that he was the heavyweight champion or a Pan American wrestler or
nothing.
Wow. Now here, you want a little fun fact about Mike Rotunda?
Okay. Give me a fun fact.
No, go ahead, dude. Go ahead.
No, I'm talking about the ending. So go ahead.
Mike Rotunda is actually from Newark Valley that's like the deposit on the other side of Binghamton. Like Newark Valley's out, we go out past that way. So it's the same distance from Deposit to Binghamton, but west, not east. That's where he grew up. He actually wrestled guys in Deposit when he wrestled back in the 70s when they were in high school.
Nice.
Yep.
This match ended on a backslide.
From Rotunda or from the Sheik?
Rotunda backslid the Sheik and got the win.
See, that's not...
but it wasn't like a raw. It was like backslide.
See, to me, it's normal. I get it. That's a normal finish. Like that's how things happen like that back then. You're used to the high spot, big. You know what I mean from the WWF. Yeah, I get it, Tim. I understand.
I think I'm a fan of the big spot actually.
Yeah. See, I'm used to like
the big finish, I should say.
Yeah, and that's another thing that kind of hampered the business a little bit is Vince's big finishes when it got to the cartoon era of wrestling, and it didn't focus on the wrestling, but they did more of the entertainment. But dude, these territory guys, dude, that's how matches ended like that. So to me, I'm not shocked at all, like at all.
And the line of this match was before the bell, Sheik attacked Rotunda, beat him up pretty much badly, and then he basically called it, which you could never get away with today. Later on in the match, he goes, "Yeah, Rotunda's still trying to, recover from the Sheik's terrorist attack."
That's so great.
And I started to roll. I was like, I gotta rewind that.
Yeah,
terrorist. I think he actually said terrorist attack.
That's so good. That is so good.
No way you're getting away with that shit today.
And it's too bad because it's funny.
It is. I thought it was funny. Just like when they used to say Pearl Harbor. We got Pearl Harbor. Now you can't even say that because it's going to offend somebody.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
Here we go with another one. Doug Furness
Ooh, Furnace. So you never knew about him either.
Dutch Mantel. Now,
Dirty Dutch.
Dirty Dutch. Dirty Dutch, by the way, is probably one of my new favorite names.
Dirty Dutch.
Where was he from, Eric? Dirty Dutch.
Dirty Dutch is from, I believe, something. Well, he's actually, I think, originally from Georgia, but I think they bill him from something Kentucky.
No.
Where's he from?
And this is one of the great names, too. He is from Oil Trough, Texas.
Oil Trough, Texas. That's right. Oh, my God.
And they had a 5-minute conversation where Oil Trough, Texas was. I was like, that's fucking hysterical.
That's typical NWA commentary. What's the commentators were good. There was Ross, Soley, all those guys. But
Soley,
he's kind of he's monotone.
Yeah, he's
another souffle, and he comes around to the turnbuckle, and Gordon Soley's But
he interviewed Harley Race, and it was like the two worst talkers ever.
Tim, you mean you don't like Harley Race when he talks?
Harley Race did that interview with him, and it seemed like what's his name, Ricky
Soley?
Bobby. He didn't know what to do with his hands. Harley was like,
he's just sitting there.
I'm gonna beat Wildfire Tommy Rich tonight.
Oh man,
I was like, I can't deal with this. But
dude, you would be like I said, this would be like a normal, and you'd have a different look of it if you followed, like if you watched that stuff, but you didn't. You know what I mean? So it's hard to. I understand. You're not used to it.
Well, where does Doug Furnace get out calling himself the world's strongest man?
Because Doug Furnace actually was a world-class power lifter, and he was extremely strong, and I believe he had a squat record for a long time.
Okay, I don't buy
it. And he was extremely powerful. Powerful.
You got to look a lot better than him to be called yourself the world's strongest man. I'll tell you that.
Yeah or no? I think it's subjective, but he was, like I said, dude, he was very, very strong. Yeah, but the world calling him the world's strongest man, but that's the hyperbole of wrestling. How they, you know what I mean?
25 bonus points. You tell me where he's from.
Furnace is from Oklahoma.
What part?
Binger.
Commerce, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
And JR even said it. Doug Furnace is the second most famous person out of Commerce because number one is Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Mantle. Okay. Commerce, Oklahoma.
So we got Mickey Mantle and Doug Furnace coming out of fucking Commerce, Oklahoma.
Oh, Tim, I love your love-hate of the territories. You're like you appreciate it, but you're like fucking ripping it apart.
No, but here now again, how did this match end?
On
a belly to belly.
A belly to belly. So, well, dude,
belly to belly. I'm like,
you got to remember though, dude. Like these were.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Victoria Ann. I'm not here. So, no, dude, you got to remember, like, things have been so blown out of proportion now that a DDT doesn't even finish anything.
Oh,
but back then, dude, like a solid belly to belly, like Magnum TA's finish was a belly to belly. Dusty Rhodes was the bionic elbow. Like, dude,
I can buy the bionic elbow because it was a whole, there was a whole lead up to the bionic elbow.
But sometimes a belly to belly used to knock the shit out of you, so
all right.
You got to remember, dude.
You're going to defend it. I'm going to bash it. That's just what's going to happen when we talk about this stuff. You know what's going to happen.
I have to, man. I have to. It's just, like I said, the WWF and / WWE just blew everything out of proportion, It's like, it took it took the magic out of it. But that's okay. That's okay. But anyway, what's next on the bash?
Pull away from the mic a little bit.
Oh, on the bash.
Yeah, you were screaming.
Well, I was leaning.
It was loud. That's all.
I was leaning forward, like this is what I was doing. I was like this. I was leaning forward when I was talking. Is that better?
Yep. And the one I was talking about, Harley Race defeated Tommy Rich. Again, okay. I've never got on board with Harley. I'm sure Harley Race is one of those dudes that'll kick my ass even when he was 70.
Yeah.
But I never got on board with that guy.
7-time NWA world champion back when it was the most prestigious title. Oh, Tim. Oh my God.
I don't like Harley Race. I never did.
I know. He's not one of my favorites either, but
I didn't like him when he was the king. I didn't like him anyway. Eric, what was the finish?
On this match? Harley Race for who was it again? Buddy Landell?
Oh no, Tommy Rich.
Tommy Rich. Oh,
Wildfire.
was it the Luthez press or the pile driver?
I would respect either one of those.
Okay. We're a small package?
It was a flying cross body reverse to a small
Reverse.
package.
That's how
Which I'll be okay with. I'll be okay with that because it was a reversal.
Man.
But if it was another flying cross body, I would have been, fuck this thing. I probably wouldn't have watched the rest of it.
Oh, Tim, Tim, you're breaking my heart, man, with this.
No, I'm just saying.
I know it's not, dude. It's not your style. It's not what you.
Yeah.
Dude. I do. I understand. I understand.
I need a leg drop. I need a pile driver. I need an elbow.
And
I need a fucking tombstone. I need a DDT.
Yeah.
I need that kind of shit.
Yeah, and I get that because you're not wrong, but.
I mean, don't get me wrong. What the greatest match of all time, some people consider Macho Man and Steamboat, ended on a goddamn small package.
Yeah,
I was okay with that though.
Right.
And that's just like I'm okay with it happened here. I'm okay with it because it was a certain situation.
Right.
But I think when you're a Harley Racer or one of these characters, you want to end on a get my attention. In other words.
Yeah, and you know what? I have to agree with you a little bit because doing so many finishes like that. It's going to start being like, oh, okay, so what's he going to beat him with next? Is he going to like trip over him and fall on him for a pin? That I do understand where you're coming from. Yeah. Because sometimes you need to be reminded, like a high impact move makes the crowd go, ah. Because let's be honest, is a crossbody off the ropes, like is that super exciting? No, it's not. So on that aspect, Tim, I absolutely agree with you.
Okay, once we get one in there. Let me see something. Yeah, okay. I even wrote "goddamn" in one of them because I was so annoyed.
You were so pissed. You're goddamming your notes.
We'll get that in a second, though. The next match. This is the first time I think we've had both expresses on the same card that I've seen.
Oh, Midnight and no, they've been on quite a bit, but
this the first one was the Midnight Express, which is Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane with Jim Cornette, of course, defeated the old Southern Boys.
Oh, wait a minute. Tracy Smothers and Steve Armstrong?
Yes, it was. And this was for the NWA United States Tag Team Championship.
Oh, the U.S. titles, the U.S. tag titles, they were around forever, dude. You never knew that either.
No, I knew that.
Oh, you did?
Knew that. 18 minutes this match was. It was...
Oh, they do Broadways, dude.
It was a good match. It was a good match. I'm not going to bitch about this one. It was fun. It was a good, but one thing I'll say, what you'll see when the crowd, it's coming up next. The next was actually the debut of Vader.
Oh,
this is only two. And who did he beat?
Vader beat. I can't remember.
The Z-Man, Tom Zink.
Tom Zink. That's right. I was gonna
squash him in 216.
Yeah, I don't know why I was gonna say Greg Gagne, but yeah.
And this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to squash a guy in 216 when you're Big Van Vader making his debut. No problem with this one whatsoever.
100%. If it was anything but that, it would have sucked.
Now, in my opinion, the next match is where the crowd finally woke up. They were pretty there for the Midnight Express match, but this one is where they got pumped up. This is the Steiners versus the Freebirds.
Okay.
Now, me personally, this is 1990 Freebirds. Whatever.
Yeah, they're not.
80s Freebirds versus the Von Erichs was a totally different story than 1990 Freebirds. But this was a match that was very entertaining, very fast, no really slow downs, bad spots. Actually, no, there were a lot of bad spots, actually. That was because, I don't care what anybody says, the Steiners, as good as they are, well, Scott mostly, gets out of control and just starts chucking people and doing it. And he almost hurt him a couple times.
Oh, Steiners were notorious for being super stiff and overly rough.
Yeah, they were.
Rick Steiner was fun, though. Rick was a good wrestler, dude. He was really good.
But see, Rick caught he had one bad suplex.
The power slam thing?
Yeah, he had one bad power slam, which almost killed the guy. But then the other guy came off the rope. He caught him and did a fucking beautiful one.
Okay.
But Rick he went to do the Frankenstein and almost killed Michael Hayes.
Yeah, the Steiners were a little reckless.
Yeah. See, now that match ended on on a shitty ending too, but it was from a Frankensteiner to whatever the hell Rick does. And that ended the match, and that was okay. I was okay.
Does he do a belly to belly or a bulldog?
He did a belly to belly.
Okay.
But it was after a Frankensteiner.
Oh, okay.
So it really wasn't just a normal belly to belly.
So he already had the shit knocked out of him.
Yeah. So I'm okay with that. But yeah, I didn't realize these guys were very stiff, very rough.
Oh, the Steiners are notorious for being rough.
Yeah, there was a couple of spots where I was like, ooh. I was like, oh, that's not going to be feel good tomorrow. And like I said, this is 1990 Michael Hayes.
Yeah,
he's not in good a shape as Freebird Michael Hayes. Von Erich Michael Hayes.
No, and like I said, the Steiners are tough guys in real life too. So it's like they're tough guys.
Now the next match, Eric, was the one I was most interested in.
Okay.
Only because I had no idea El Gigante was in WCW before he was in WWE.
What?
I had no idea.
Tim.
No idea. And then when you see who his partners were for this 6-man tag, it is El Gigante. Go ahead, if you remember.
Go ahead. I think one of them was. I can't. Go ahead. Not Big Josh.
No, Junkyard Dog.
Oh, the dog. Okay.
And Paul Orndorff.
Oh, Mr. Wonderful. Okay, cool.
Versus the Four Horsemen.
All Four Horsemen.
Who at that time were Arn Anderson, Barry Windham, and Sid Vicious.
Yep, Sid was a horseman for a while.
Which is a pretty cool horseman.
You didn't know El Gigante started there?
No clue.
Oh, Tim, man.
I thought he just came in and does a stupid fur-wearing monster guy.
Oh, Tim. Tim, I'm going to cry.
Why? It's just El Gigante. Fuck that guy. Is he alive? Is he still alive?
No, he died. He died a long time ago.
He's too big to be alive.
He is. There's no more room left on Earth for him.
Yeah, I don't know. He was. But this match, this was like one of those. Let's just throw this match away.
Super gimmick match, yeah. Super
gimmicky. And as good as Dog and Orndorff were, it was like this is just out of their element.
They weren't. Yeah, they had to carry him, and like think about Arn Anderson and Flair and them like bumping for this guy and having to, gimmick like a hip toss where he probably really threw them. You know what I mean? Like, so I heard this guy was immensely strong. Like he just did not know the limits of his own strength.
Oh, he was what, 7'7"
and a half. He's nearly 8 feet tall.
Jesus Christ.
Speaking of El Gigante, when he did come and he was the Giant Gonzalez, I remember WrestleMania 9 where they were Jim Ross was like, I don't know how tall this guy. I believe he's near 7'7", and Heenan goes, I believe he's 18 feet tall. It's so great.
I think one of them said like 7'11", like to be a dick too. I was like 7'11".
I wouldn't doubt it, like because they build him at 8 feet. So, what's fucking what 7'7", 3 inches? Fuck, come on, that's nothing.
That was crazy, but that was a crazy ass. That was the one I was interested in, just to see Junkyard Dog and Paul Orndorff, and because Junkyard Dog died when
98.
Was it that late?
Yeah.
Shit, I thought he died a lot sooner than that. Not that I'm trying to kill a Junkyard Dog, but
car accident, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that I remember, but I thought he died a lot sooner than that.
Yep.
That's why I get shocked at all these WCW old school.
Oh, dude, I said,
old WWE guys.
Well, that's why I'm so happy you want to do these because, like I said, you're going to see things and see guys. You're going to be like, what? Wait a minute, what? Like with the El Gigante, with you know what I mean, with the other guys that you were mentioning, like everybody started pre WWF. A lot of guys didn't like working for the WWF either.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it was a little more cushy with WC, But then again, everyone says that they didn't know what the hell they were doing.
No, it was a chaos. It was a mess.
WCW was just a mess.
Absolute mess.
Next up, we got Doom.
Ooh. Doom. Butch Reed and Ron Simmons. Great tag team.
Yep, with Teddy
Great
Long.
Tag team.
And they defeat the other Express, the two ugliest people on the planet.
The Rock and Roll.
And Robert Gibson. Ugly.
And dude, you would not believe how over they were in the mid 80s down south. Like you would
dude, they're still wrestling.
And they're still over too. If
They
you
are
hear the
still
crowd,
wrestling, and they're still over, and they're still the ugliest people I've ever seen.
And you just don't understand it. It's just like, dude, I watched a match with them versus the Fantastics, or not the Fantastics. Maybe it was the Fantastic. Well, whoever it was, I just couldn't believe the crowd. A, B, they were literally like fans were pulling, scratching, jumping over security to get to them, and the pop was unbelievable. I just could not. But that was Southern wrestling. It was a totally different culture, a totally different genre.
All it took was the long hair. That's all it took.
Yeah, long hair and a couple bandanas. And Leonard Skinner intro music or whatever.
Oh yeah, Leonard Skinner. And then we get to our main event. This is a quick one. And the fact that it has to stay when I'm reading this, and it bothers me so much. Sting with Elegante, Junkyard Dog, Lex Luger, Paul Orndorff, Rick and Scott Steiner, with all of them. They were lumberjacks around the ring, but they were only there to keep the rest of the horsemen out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, we skipped your match. I'm sorry.
You skipped my favorite match because I have things to say about this.
This was the match that you wanted to actually. Why you wanted to watch this one? And that was Lex Luger defeated. Mean Mark Callis. Mean Mark Callis, who, for you layman's terms, that became the Undertaker.
Was he with Paul Lee or was he with Teddy Long?
No, he's with Paul Lee.
Paul Lee, okay.
Two short years later, this man would become the Undertaker.
A year, really, right? This is 89, right?
A year. No, 90.
Oh, 90? Oh, so later, what? That was in the Great American Bash was July, right? So by November, he was the Undertaker.
No. Was it
90? 1990. Yeah, it was
90. You're right. It was 90.
So he was now okay. So
he was probably fired after this then, or let go after this.
Well, I have a story, Tim, about this whole thing leading up to it,
and then we'll talk about the goddamn ending of this one.
Yeah. Well, so Mean Mark was basically told by Ole Anderson that he's never going to draw a dime in this business. He's big, he's got a good look, but he can't work for shit, and he's not over. So he was told, even by everybody, by Hurd, by Anderson, by everybody, that he's never going to make it far in this business. So they offered him the lowest, like the base contract. And actually, I think they said that's all we can do if we do. But I believe they did, and he declined. He was ready to accept it, but then he declined it because Pritchard got wind of him from Paul Lee. Paul Lee said, "Hey, listen, this guy's amazing, and he's young, and he's agile, and he's going to go on to do big things. You need to get him now." So Pritchard's like, "Well, send me a tape." So he sent him a tape, and Pritchard immediately was smitten with him. So by the time Pritchard got around to getting Vince to watch him finally, he's like, "Vince, you got to see this guy. He's fantastic." So what match did Vince actually see of The Undertaker or of Mean Mark? This one. Whereas he said it self-admitted his hip was out. He said the match absolutely sucked. And he said out of all matches, Vince had to watch this one. And Vince said, I'm not impressed, pal. No, that's a waste. I don't want anything to do with him. And Bruce is like, no, this was an off one. And it took like 3 months for them to get Vince convinced that Vince convinced that he really needs to give this guy a chance. So then he saw him again on whatever tape. And because listen, they flew him to Vince's house and met with him. And Vince told him, well, right now, this is all he said, because Undertaker misunderstood him. He goes, at this moment, we don't have anything for you. And he's like, oh, okay. Because he thought, I'm going to Vince's house. He's having me here. We're joking around. Then he says that, and he's like, fuck. So he leaves. He's like, I gave my notice at WCW and all this other shit. So I guess his contract had expired, and he was sitting home. And the phone rings, and it's Vince McMahon. And he goes, you probably heard this one. He goes, hello, is this The Undertaker? And Mark's like, yeah, this is The Undertaker, and that's what clicked everything off. So this match was very pivotal in his career.
How did this match end?
Oh, God, you had to ask me that. This match ended on Was this the? Did Luger come off the ropes? The second rope on this one?
No.
No. Okay, I'm off then. Go ahead. I'm way off then.
On a goddamn clothesline. And I'm not talking about a heart attack or a doomsday device or a clothesline from hell. On a fucking normal off the rope clothesline. And he
dropped on him and pinned him.
And he pinned Amin Marcalis. Horrible.
That's terrible.
Horrible because we know what he would become later on.
But horrible also because I mean, you could tell, right, watching this, that Undertaker didn't feel good, like his leg. He wasn't moving right.
Well, he wasn't the same guy yet. Yeah,
he wasn't the same guy, but he was in pain. He said his hip was out. He said it was out. But no, dude, disappointing. Very, and let's face it, Luger's okay, but he's not that great.
No, Luger sucks.
Yeah, fuck Luger.
Luger can't carry nobody ever.
No.
And by the way, I forgot to tell you, remember that Doom won on a flying shoulder block. Again, nothing special. Nothing special. Just a regular, normal flying shoulder. That was my problem with this entire pay-per-view. Horrible finishes, in my opinion.
Yeah, but see, like I said, had you been an avid watcher of all these, it would have been none the wiser or thought about it differently, because that's how they went, dude. That's how wrestling really was. Like, Vince is the one that, like, they used to reserve the big, huge spot finishes for like major matches, and because they couldn't do those every night. That's why guys get hurt all the time. That's what gave these guys longevity, was spot wrestling, match wrestling, chain wrestling.
This is a pay-per-view, though.
It is, but think about the status of WCW back then, NWA. It was in shambles. You had Jim Herd running shit. He was trying to make Ric Flair Spartacus. It's like it was so, the writing, and they didn't even, I don't think they wrote. The booking was terrible. So Dusty, because Dusty left.
In the main event, though, like you said, was Ric Flair versus Sting. Sting finally got to win the title. We had a bunch of lumberjacks around the ring, so the Horsemen couldn't interfere. This match ended on a small package, but this makes sense to me.
Yeah.
The Ric Flair going for the figure four, a natural thing is, whoop, you roll him over, you pull him down, you roll him over, you get the win.
Yeah.
Good win for Sting. Again, what do you say about this match? It's every Flair Sting match. Everyone.
Yep.
It's this, and again, is it good? Sure, it is good. Two guys know what they're doing in the ring together. But when you really look at it, it's the same goddamn match. Even the last match ever on Nitro was Ric Flair and Sting. Goddamn match.
But to be fair, Tim, you could say that every Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar match is basically the same.
Absolutely.
And like I feel that like they took the wrong aspects.
Well, now Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar is finisher. Take a 5-minute break, clothesline, backdrop, suplex, finisher. So the finishers mean nothing anymore.
No, that's exactly why.
Those are the complete opposite of this.
Yeah.
Complete opposite. Like complete other end of the spectrum as far as fucking this one goes.
But I feel like now wrestling nowadays took the wrong pieces of old school wrestling and used them, as opposed to chain wrestling, rest periods, when to do spots, when not to do. Now it's just spot. They don't know how to wrestle. And I think
we've said it 100 times. As much as I love the big spots, if you can't do the big spot in the natural flow, then I don't want to see it. Because I don't want to see, like I said, the biggest spot I saw was Adam Cole on top of the cage to the Panama Sunrise, off the cage, onto the fucking ground. Phenomenal spot. It looked like everyone died after they hit this mat. But the setup, it takes 5 minutes to set it up. All right, you put your leg here. I'm gonna put my leg here. All right, you gotta put your hand here. You gotta put your hand here. Is your neck okay? Yes, I'm good.
It's too telegraphed.
Then it's like, telegraphed. What the fuck, dude? You're up there. You can't not see them talking. Are you ready? I'm ready. Are you sure you're ready? Yeah, I'm ready.
It's terrible.
Okay, let's go. And then they go.
It's absolutely terrible.
That's a major problem. I mean, if you can pull that off in 30 seconds and get the fuck off the top rope, it's going to be one of the greatest things you've ever seen in your life.
I just don't think that today's product is worth me being invested like I used to be in, because it's not the same. It's not even the same, because wrestling, the formula is basically the same from the 20s to about the late 90s, early 2000s, even mid 2000s. But then all this bullshit, like they're all like 5'10". They all weigh between 180 and 220 pounds, except for like, Big E or Drew McIntyre. There's a couple cool guys that are big and muscular, but they all do the same moves. They all do, the suplex, the super kick, there's belly to belly, the DDT. It's like there's not any originality, and when they try to get original, they can't. Like you said, you made a very, very good point. There is absolutely, not all matches, but 90%, there is no natural flow. It's almost like everything is written so precise that they fuck themselves up if they forget something. Man, if you just forget it and fill in the spots by calling in the ring, it's such a better match. It's such a better match.
Well, this is why if you were to get an AJ Styles versus like I said, I'm a big Adam Cole guy. They're gonna have one fucking great match. They're gonna have a 5-star match, but it's those. Oh, we got to do this spot at the top rope. All right, you can do it, but you got to make it. You got to keep that flow. You can't put a guy on the top rope and have the setup take 2-3 minutes.
No,
then
you can't.
Then you hit the big spot, because by then you're like,
it's almost like they don't know what they're doing. Like it's like, why are we up here? It's like
you got to be faster than that. You got to let it in because you could do that spot, even just a regular suplex on the top rope. If you can get that set up real quick, real fast, in the flow of the match, looks 10 times more better than it does when a guy's
100%.
going. Like I said, again, I hate to knock on the women, but that's exactly what the women do.
It is.
The women take their sweet ass time to set up a goddamn suplex off the top rope because they want to make sure their hair is okay and everything's good and the boob ain't gonna fall out and all that other bullshit.
Dude, I just can't get on with modern wrestling because of the way. Like I said, I understand things are the way they are. I understand that. I understand that wrestling is the way it is, but dude, it just doesn't even follow. It's like they don't want it to be professional wrestling anymore. They really want it just to be sports entertainment, and it's not fun anymore.
Yeah, I said AEW is a little better at that, but
a little better, but they're really not. Like it's. I don't know. It's not the same anymore. I try to get into it. I try to stay with it.
If we're talking about flow, I'm just saying they flow a little better.
Yes, they do. They do. They flow a little better.
It's a lot more
natural. There's a better progression to it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, dude, it's like they still can't help but like and it's almost like everything's too indie, because indie is high impact, high spot, because you got to remember, when you're wrestling in a gym in front of 0.75 people, you got to either make them like into it or not. Because let's think about it. If you got Buddy Landell and Tom Zink wrestling in a gymnasium with 75 people, and there's like a 10-minute, arm or a chin lock, like everybody's going to get up and go home. You got to have high impact. That's why they say, you ever hear the term, somebody will say he's too indie style?
Yeah.
That's what's happening. So.
All right. That was a good, we had a good little show there. We're going to be looking at way more of these pay-per-views than back in the day. I'm very interested in watching a lot more. I want to check out one from the 80s. We got to pick out a good one from the 80s.
I was thinking about that.
I want the Road Warriors, and I want Flair, and I want all the same card.
Should do like a Starrcade. You should do a Starrcade 85 or 86. You should do, if you want world class, they did a great one. The one where Kerry won the title. I think it was, they called it Star Wars, believe it or not. Look them up. Nice. And it's 84 in the Texas Stadium. And dude, a phenomenal pay-per-view. Again, you're going to be like, what the fuck? But I think if you watch a few of these, you're going to understand how the indies work.
I'm not trying to knock the finishers. I'm not. All I'm saying is, I understand the difference,
Mm-hmm.
Like back then, anything could happen. You could win on a fucking clothesline or a backslide or whatever. Now you can't do that shit anymore.
No, you can't.
It's
unfortunate too.
But we as a species, we have no attention deficit. We have, we're not entertained by that anymore. We're not.
Yeah.
You have to progress, I guess.
Yeah.
This is why Jeff Hardy gets on a 35-foot ladder instead of just a 10-foot now. He has to jump off.
Exactly. You got to keep going higher, or they're going to be like, bullshit.
Yeah, third floor window now instead of just a ladder.
By the way, Victoria Ann, I'm not sitting here or anything.
Yeah, that was a good one. I think we're going to wrap it up there. Just hit the hour mark. Just perfect in the hour.
Perfect. That was great. That was fun, dude. That was really fun going over that one.
Yeah, man. I can't wait to watch another one. I'm gonna be interested in watching another one.
Yeah. Why don't you should go through and find something that grabs your eye, dude, because I think
I'm gonna Google greatest NWA pay-per-views of all time and see what pops up.
Okay.
And I'll pick one out of there for next Tuesday.
Sweet.
So, like I said, next Tuesday we'll be back into episode 79. We are creeping forward slowly but surely toward 100.
It's coming, ladies and gentlemen.
It's coming. We might even start doing 2 a week just to get there faster. Boss.
I'm okay with that.
Boss.
Oh, well, how would the boss know? He doesn't watch anything but Granny's Peach Tea anyway, so forget it.
That's true. And Skyline Reviews and
Skyline Reviews. Well, he watches he watches every Granny's Peach Tea. He's number one in the Ed Camus fan club. And you know what I mean? It's like now we're not even on the back burner. We're on one of those little Coleman grill things out in the woods somewhere.
That's true.
You know. But Skyline Reviews, go ahead and get all Disney because you're the boss. You're the one that always critiques every Disney thing and all this stuff. But now all of a sudden you're this big super Disney fan. Not buying it. Not buying it a bit, bro.
I agree. So that's going to wrap us up. But let's see what's going on for the rest of the week.
Yeah,
honestly, I don't know what's going on for the rest of the week. I don't know when with baseball season in full gear. I don't know when Granny's is going. Are they going tomorrow? I don't know. They might
Ed, as he usually does, ignores everybody else in the chat, but puts down when he's going to go. So that's what I mean. So I believe I saw that he said he's going 8:00 Wednesday or something. So depending on the Rangers game, or I don't know, whatever.
Oh yeah, depending on the Rangers and the Yankees.
I just like to stab at Ed because he'll totally ignore everything anybody else is saying, but he'll just tell Steve we'll all be involved with the thing and we'll all be going back and forth, you, me, Steve, and whoever. Then Ed'll just go Granny's Peach Tea, just so you know what's going on, whatever. So I just think that's funny, and I got to take a jab at Ed.
So I don't know when they're going, but they're going.
They're going. And Steve will be watching it.
The Put It in the Book show. Don't know when they're going, but they're going.
I haven't heard that one either.
Skyline Reviews. They're going. Don't know when
they're going,
but they're going.
But they're going.
That's going to be our new slogan, I think. Don't know when they're going, but they're going.
I don't know when they're going, but
I do know what's going Friday.
You do? Well, would you like to enlighten me, Tim? Tim, tell me what's going on Friday.
Friday is the episode number 50 of the A to Z program.
What?
That guy and this guy.
Me,
episode
you,
50
and me.
Let people soak this in for a minute.
Let's do it
on Friday the 13th.
Ooh!
I mean, the fucking stars have aligned for that.
Tim, this could not be more absolutely perfect.
I just wanted to lip sync.
Yeah, Tim, you and I, listen, dude, you've been on board for probably 75 to 80% of these since somebody, dropped off the face of the planet into, they must have fallen into the ionosphere of guilt and shame. I don't know where David is, but he's around somewhere. And I'm sure he'll pop in every now and then. But Tim, as always, has been my faithful tag team partner, my faithful friend of the end, and we got back together for the A to Z program and we remade the Tonight Show in our own image, and we have done I think we've done a stellar job, Tim. You've been Andy Richter, Ed McMahon, and Johnny Nitro all rolled up into one. So I got to thank you for that. I got to thank you for coming this far with me on 50 episodes. And, like I said, when work gets crazy and I wasn't pumping them out last summer every week, shit happens, it shit happens. But listen, we've been doing them pretty good here since the beginning of the year. We've had a lot of fun. We're going to have so much more fun this summer. And like I said, this episode, we're going to have trivia. I've got t-shirts to give away. Only one. You get to win once. Okay. You win, you get a t-shirt. You can't win anymore. I have at the moment, I have new logos for an alternate logo for stickers too, for bumper stickers or whatever stickers. Ooh. They're going to be coming too. So you could be the first to win one of them. And when they become available, I will send you one. Tim, we're going to have people popping in here and there with any luck. We're going to share out the link to stop in and say hello to us, because this is our thank you to you guys, the fans who have been with us, who tune in, who listen after the fact. But it's 50 episodes, Tim. We did it. We're here. We're on Pop Culture Pros. We are the greatest talk show on the internet today, and we just happen to be on Pop Culture Pros. And even the boss gave me his solemn pinky swear, bucket of oatmeal oath that he will be here on Friday night with us. So, Tim, we're gonna have a great time. Like I said, I thank you. Thank everybody for the 50. We're gonna go 50 more like you wouldn't believe. And Tim, we're gonna have a hell of a good time on Friday the 13th. Think about that.
I'll believe it when I see it that he's there.
Me too. But
I'll believe it when I see it.
Me too. Maybe if we call it AZ's peach tea, or
maybe we call it put it in the peach tea,
or put it in the tea show or something. Put it in the peach tea. I like that one better.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Come back next week. We'll do another pay-per-view. We will keep you updated on all things wrestling. But for now, popculturepros.com. You haven't joined that, join it. Go on YouTube, Pop Culture Pros. Click the like button. You'll get alerted to every show that comes on.
Say bye-bye, Eric?
Yes, you will see bye-bye, Eric. 1 second, Jana. Every audio, Spotify, Amazon, we're all on there too. That's Jana.
Oh, you know what else we're on?
What?
Your sister's ass.
That's right, we are. And Margaret, you pop in to say goodbye at the last second. You could have said hello before. And Margaret, what are you doing?
Yeah, come on.
Come on, Marge. You can't be doing that stuff.
You can't. You gotta give us a little love here.
You gotta get on the show, So we're on every audio thing. We are on Facebook. Join the Just Too Sweet Facebook page. We have 2 of them.
Join it.
Look for both of them. Join both of them because I post on both. And that's it. We will see you guys next week. Let me get the video ready. Yes, here it comes. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, you might not like us, but learn to love us because we're the best thing going today.
Woo!